Um, Today I'm going to be talking about how there are so many AUs and why they're so amazing. Now, this is just my opinion. You can leave your opinions in the chat, or just email me at theofficialleilani@gmail.com. Whatever! Oh, shut up, Amy. Sorry, that was Amy. Anyway, today, this is my first stream. Yeah, even if it is my first stream, I'm kind of not that nervous. Well, anyway, so let's start off with the first AU of Undertale, the classic AU. Now, we're going to be talking about the characters for every AU that we talk about. So first off, let's start off with Sans. Sans is a character that's always punny, puns, always has your back in certain timelines. He's always there for his brother. Never really says anything about how he knows about every single timeline. And he's lazy. Now, I may be a hedgehog, but I also have an Undertale OC in that very AU. Her name is Leilani the Skeleton. I also have a Tumblr for her, so you can just go on Tumblr, ask me anything you want, and I'll answer. So anyway, Sans is a weird, kind of skeleton. So, let's talk about his powers. The Gaster Blaster. That comes from a certain character you guys might know about. W.D. Gaster. A very weird, very funny, and very smart character. Now, Gaster was the royal scientist for King Asgore and Queen Toria, before Toria left. What I'm trying to explain about him is that he's not really a glitch in the game. He's an actual character. And you might notice when you put in a name, the Easter egg names and everything, when you put in Gaster's name, it resets the whole story thing. The whole story of before, you know what I mean. Well, what I'm trying to say is even in the files, it's very, very, very much not explained inside the game at all. But if you go into the files and see that ABC_123 file, it shows you a message. Now, I can translate it, but I don't really want to because, well, the first time I found that file, I was very creeped out. Yeah, creeped out much? Shut up, Amy. As I was saying, it's kind of, well, something that you might not see in every game. But it says, don't spoil. That's the basic message for it. Now, if you go into detail about how Gaster was a part of the game, you could see that there are many things about him. He actually is a very, very important part of this game. Now, Leilani, you ask, why are you telling us this? How do you even know about this if you're a hedgehog in the Sonic universe? Well, I know about this because I've been playing the game for a long time. Let's see, how long was it again? For about, I think, 5.5 months? And every time this happens, I have those certain dreams about how I can see Gaster. Those times, it's kind of weird. Tails has told me that that's nothing, but really, it's kind of something like Gaster being real. Now, you may call me crazy for this, but hey, a hedgehog's gotta say something about it. Anyway, It's kind of weird, because you never know what's happening around yourself. You never even know if that certain fallen child is right here next to you, and you just don't see them. As I was saying, moving on to another character, Papyrus. Papyrus is a skeleton with high standards. He is, as everyone ships it, literally everyone I know, he is in love with Metaton EX. So, get into this ship more. Kind of damn weird if you ask me, but I still ship it. Anyway, as I was saying about Papyrus, his personality is a very loud one because, well, you know, he's really loud every time. And anyway, he is a very, very, very great character. You see, what I'm trying to say about Papyrus is that he doesn't know what's been happening in any timeline. He forgets about it like everyone else does. So, have you ever seen Papyrus after he was killed in the genocide timeline? Could it be a glitch? Or was he revived? Nobody knows about that. It is very weird, but I've actually seen stuff like this happen before when I played the game. Now, I've seen many things about Papyrus. He is a funny, nice, very, let's say, papyrusy character. I'm sorry, I didn't have a word for it, so yeah. So, he is very ongoing. He kind of reminds me of Sonic sometimes when he's in a mood. Anyways, let's move on to Toriel. Toriel is a very nice, very compassionate character. She loves making pies, as we can see. And, well, her species is a goat. Well, type of animal thing. I'm sorry. She's an anthropomorphic goat that was once the queen of the underground. Now, I do not ship Soriel, but it does seem like she had a crush on Sans ever since they've met. I know a lot about love, and love at first sight? That can't be possible. So, that being said, once she got to know him better, she started falling in love with him. And then comes the ship Soriel. Anyway, if you guys are RPing in this, please listen to me while you're doing it, because I will be mad if you don't. As stated in... what was it again? Let's see. Oh, as stated, as when you first meet her in the ruins, she's been... Frick. I'm sorry, everyone. I've been a bit, sidetracked today because of certain people, like my brother Tails. Oh my gosh. Anyways, Toriel is kind of like Blaze, if you could say. I've actually seen stuff like that happen to Blaze. Her craving pies, talking to Silver like he's just the weird one. And now she's with someone else. Yeah, kind of weird, right? I've been comforting Silver lately, so let's move that aside and just talk about another character, since I can't explain Toriel that much. I can't freaking do my words right. Oh, shit. Okay, as I was saying...
Yeah, as you were saying.
Shut up, Tails! That was my brother, I'm sorry. Anyways, moving on to the character Alphys. Alphys is a scientist who loves anime. As far as I can tell, she can know about any anime, tell you about it, and always spoil everything. So, going into Alphys' personality, she's a very shy, let's just say lizard, kinda lizard, thing. But she's very shy, and, well, once you get to know her, she's a really nice person. But she thinks that everything bad, everything that she's witnessed that had a terrible effect was her fault, when that wasn't really the case. So, that being said, have we ever seen Alphys talk about that? The answer is, some people don't know. Anyways, Alphys has a crush on the character / heroine, Undyne. Let's talk about Undyne for a bit, because I don't really want to move into, like, the really detailed stuff about the characters. I forgot to say that. Shut up, Amy. Anyways, now, as you can tell, Undyne is a very stubborn character, as you can see. Now, she can be as stubborn as Sonic or Shadow can be, but sometimes she always just... She's a very inspirational heroine. She's even inspired some of the most stubborn monsters in the underground. She also loves anime, but she keeps it a secret from everyone. Now, she secretly has a crush on Alphys. As you can see from the True Pacifist ending, they almost kiss, but Toriel had to interrupt their moment. So, yeah, the ship Outfine was actually in the game. Now, let's move on to a more misunderstood character. Kara. Kara is a human that fell from the underground. Well, fell from the surface. I'm sorry, I told everyone that I was sidetracked. And, well, she adapted to the underground. But, as you can see, in the genocide route, things happen that make her believe that monsters and humans both should be killed. That's if you just persuade her. Now, she was a very loving and caring human when she was alive. It was sad to see that she died when Azrael took her up to the surface after absorbing her soul. I mean, it's hard to understand their genders. Anyways, after she was woken up by Frisk, another human that fell into the underground, she started realizing what is happening. The timelines, the resets, everything. Now let's move on to Azrael and Flowey. Even though they're the same character, they have different personalities. Azrael is the prince of the underground. A very caring and, well, how should I say, curious goat. Azrael met Kara when they first fell into the underground. They were checking out what used to be something else other than the ruins. So, he decided to go see what was happening. And then, he found Kara. They managed to become best friends after getting to know each other for such a long time, which intrigued me. I thought that they would be fighting sometimes, but their friendship could never been broken. And that said, Azriel cared about Kara the most out of anyone else that was in the game. Even if Kara was different from the other people. Now, let's move on to Frisk. I'm not going into Flowey because, you know, that stuff. But Frisk is a human that was just like Kara. They fell into the underground, but instead of dying, they freed the monsters. They were able to actually come back and do what they wanted to do. Now, after a while, Frisk would have gotten bored. Frisk would have gotten bored and, well, just started doing a genocide timeline. As you could have seen what Sans had said. Even if they would have gotten bored, Kara could have... I'm sorry, it's very touchy for me to explain, but anyways. So, that being said, let's move on to Inktail. Inktail is a very bright and colorful EU that is controlled by Ink Sans. Ink Sans is a version of Sans who is also known as a guardian of all AUs. He's very powerful, very kind, very understanding. But if you mess with him or any other AU, he will try his best to he will do his best to make sure you never do it again. So, let's see. Have you guys ever heard of Paper Jam? Yes, I know. It's a ship name and a kid. Ink and Error's kid, to be exact. Who I'm in love with. Anyways, that was me, sorry. So, I'm kind of running out of time to explain everything here, so I'm going to have to cut this into another stream. See you everyone, and stay awesome!